There are several modes for using RS-422 remote control with a Cinedec RX or MX. A Cinedec can be controlled as a slave to a tape machine or third-party device, such as a DNF controller. A Cinedec can be controlled as a slave, source, or recorder from Avid Media Composer. A Cinedec can be master over a tape deck and be either the recorder or the player. Additionally, as a related point, Cinedecs can be fully controlled over Ethernet using the Grass Valley AMP protocol. And a Cinedec can monitor an incoming timecode and perform multiple start-stop recording events using a simple text-based EDL. There are separate tutorials to discuss the various control modes. In this session, we'll be using a Cinedec as master and recorder with a tape machine. For RS-422 control, it is important to note that the type of cable you use for connecting to the Cinedec differs depending on whether you want to use the Cinedec as master or slave. When a Cinedec is expected to act as master, for example to control a tape machine, as we will in this tutorial, it is necessary to use an RS-422 crossover cable. When a Cinedec is expected to act as a slave, for example when connecting to a DNF controller, it is necessary to use a standard straight-through RS-422 cable. Later in 2013, an RS-422 board update will be available for RX and MX to allow switching between slave and master modes internally, eliminating the need for different cables. For details, questions, or pinouts, please contact Cinedec support. If you are not already familiar with the basic setup and operation of your Cinedec, please first have a look at the basic setup and project window tutorials. So let's get started. As noted earlier, in this tutorial we'll be using a Cinedec as master to record content from a tape machine. Here we are looking at the main quad view on a Cinedec MX. Deck control works identically on MX and RX, so what we will cover here is applicable to both machines. As you can see, I have several video signals coming into the MX. However, I only have one tape deck connected, and that is on channel 2. To make things visually less distracting, I'm going to toggle to single channel view. The video we see is coming from the tape deck, which in this case is a Sony SRW 5800. At the upper right, I'm going to switch on RS-422 master mode, which activates a heads-up tape machine display with a full array of status indicators on the right, and on the left we can see green signal and remote indicators, confirming that we have both a good input and a remote connection. Below you have all the standard tape transport controls, and the deck is currently playing forward. We have reverse play. You can rewind, forward fast, and of course stop. Go To opens a keyboard used for setting a destination timecode, either by directly typing at the highlight or by incrementing the highlighted numbers. Press Save and the deck will be directed to Go To, that timecode. The Eject button will eject the current tape. However, it should be noted that to help prevent accidents, a long press is required to trigger eject. When a tape has been stopped, standby will take the heads down, effectively putting the tape machine in sleep mode. Step mode allows you to move the tape frame by frame, forward, or in reverse. Jog mode is available on both decks by using circular motions with the mouse or your finger on the video portion of the touchscreen. MX also has a built-in jog shuttle knob, while RX can be driven with external USB controllers such as the X-Keys jog shuttle control. In shuttle mode, the tape can be moved in reverse by dragging to the left on the Cinedec display and dragging to the right to shuttle forward. Variable speed playback works the same way, dragging right to move forward and left to move in reverse. Let's go back on the tape and set some edit points. Switching again to shuttle mode will get us to the right spot a bit faster. This tilt will be a good piece to select, so I will cue to the in point and on the left set Video In. Now we can move forward to cue up an appropriate out point at the end of the tilt. About here. and back to the edit controls to set video out. From here, you can also delete existing edit points by pressing clear and then the appropriate in or out button. The keypad reflects the in and out points we just set. We can select any number pair to trim with the up-down arrows or just type a number at the highlight. Click Save to get back to the main screen with the updated edit points. On the right of the transport controls is a pre-roll button which will cue the tape to the pre-roll point, in this case 5 seconds before our in point. The most important thing is to assure that auto mode is turned on. Auto is now off and on again. Auto on tells the Cinedeck to fully control the source tape machine for editing when record is pressed. With auto off, pressing record will trigger a normal recording. So we are ready with an in point, the current tape position timecode, and the out point. At the top right, press record to trigger the edit. The border flashes red, indicating pre-roll mode, and at the edit point, the border turns solid red to indicate that recording is in progress. At the end of the edit, the border turns off, indicating that recording has stopped. Clicking play brings up the most recently recorded clip, which we can play. Of course, we have the full set of Cinedeck transport controls for scrubbing the clip and so on. And a hint, you can also use standard JKL keyboard shortcuts during Cinedeck playback. Pressing Open Clip takes us to the Clip Manager for the clips recorded as part of the current project and shows the latest clip already selected, indicated by the yellow border. In a later tutorial, we will review the Playlist Manager, Cinedeck's simple, nonlinear editing interface, which enables creating and playing a timeline of clips and subclips. Back returns us to the Play window, and back again takes us to the main deck control interface, where we could continue ingesting from tape using RS-422 control. And that's it. I hope this session for using a tape machine with a Cinedeck as master and recorder has been helpful. If so, I suggest you check out the other training tutorials. Cinedeck. Your workflow, your way.